No, it's not too often that a Canadian actor and the character he plays remains as influential and as important, as directly appealing as this guy does. Now, you had Wheels and Snake as part of his triumphant, but when he played Joey Jeremiah on Degrassi Junior High, Degrassi High, School's Out, and The Next Generation, he was sort of like the bad boy with a heart of gold, and people from 2 to 102 remember him as Joey Jeremiah with great fondness because, he played himself. Pat Mastroianni. Now, born Pasquale Mastroianni, known professionally as Pat Mastroianni, is a 5-time Gemini Award nominated actor, mostly for the Degrassi series. Played Joey Jeremiah on and off, I think, for 3 decades, and reprising a role in The Next Generation for 5 years. DJH from 87 to 89, Degrassi from 89 to 92, including School's Out, and Degrassi Next Generation. In 88, he was named Best Actor, Lead Actor at the Geminis. Now, he grew up in the big city, the son of Angelo Mastroianni. He is of Italian heritage. He later recalled that he had first heard about the addition of Degrassi over his school system. Now, he was among the cast of Degrassi who were named UNICEF Goodwill Ambassadors by the Ontario branch of UNICEF Canada 89. Along with cast member Amanda Steptoe, he visited the headquarters of the United Nations in New York City. After Degrassi High ended in 92, he worked as a waiter and a paver in his father's construction business and gave up college for acting when his university mandated that he devote all his time to his studies. He had roles in several Canadian productions, including the Schuyler creation Liberty Street and the CBC music program Music Works. Though he was quoted as saying in 98 there was very little chance of a Degrassi sequel, Degrassi The Next Generation began in 2001, where Mastroianni reprised the role of Joey for 5 seasons, and he got back in Caitlin and broke up again. Mastroianni was also a guest star in the supernatural medical drama Saving Hope. Now, talking about Joey Jeremiah, Joseph Joey Jeremiah, he debuted the first episode of DJH and appeared throughout the 3 seasons and the 2 seasons of Degrassi High, and the last 5 seasons of Degrassi The Next Generation. As one of the main focus characters of the original 2 series, his role primarily concerns his friendship with Archie Snake Simpson, played by Stephen Brogan, and Derek Wheels Wheeler, played by the late great and dearly missed Neil Hope. He's on and off again romantic relationship with Caitlin Ryan, Stacey Matician, and in The Next Generation is legendary. He also had a relationship with his stepson Craig Manning, played by the ultra talented Jake Epstein. Characterized as a class clown and a slacker in the original series, Joey is known for his trademark fedora and Hawaiian shirts and humorous, immature attitude. Joey Jeremiah, at your service. However, he shows a more sensitive, caring side when his friends are in a crisis, such as he attempts to comfort Wheels after his parents' death in a vehicular accident. By DGH's 3rd season, he begins an on and off again relationship with Caitlin, much to the chagrin of Kevin Smith, which continued throughout Degrassi High. He's a central character in the TV movie School's Out that concluded the series, in which he cheats on Caitlin with another girl. You fucked Tessa Campanelli over the summer after he and Caitlin have an argument. By The Next Generation, Joey had a wife who died in the 1990s and a stepson who takes in due to his later abusive father. First episode won the pilot, Kiss Me Steph, and last appearance, Degrassi Next Generation, Our Lips Are Sealed. Of course, created by the great pair of Linda Schuyler and Yan Moore. And again, Mr. Jeremiah by, of course, Radich. Now, he was the first teenage actor auditioned for the Den of Development DGH in 85. At the time, he was a grade 9 student who was shy and had poor grades. Towards the end of the year, school principal announced over the PA system that a production company had dropped off audition forms for a children's TV series that was filmed over the summer. The flyer specifically read, "No experience necessary." He was the only student to have taken a form. For his audition, Mastroianni aimed to portray the type of person he hoped to be, yet confident and cocky, claiming to be a B+ student. Show creator Linda Schuyler allegedly declared that's our Joey, and was subsequently given the role. Prior to Mastroianni, Billy Parrott auditioned for Joey Jeremiah, but instead given his own character, Shane McKay. Mastroianni later cited Michael J. Fox's role as Alex B. Keaton on Family Ties as his mainly main acting reference and motivation. Now, the season 2 episode Trust Me features a plot line based on a real incident involving Mastroianni, where some of the castmates go to him in a driving shuttle bus that routinely transported the cast. Mastroianni recalled that he drove 4 feet, being pulled out of the van and pinned against a wall by a producer. When he discovered the incident loosely fictionalized the script in the episode, Mastroianni jokingly demanded a writing credit. Now, when asked about reprising his role in Degrassi Next Generation 2001, he was initially unsure before eventually agreeing, reportedly telling Linda Schuyler, "What actor gets the opportunity to revive a role at this age? I'd be crazy not to." After appearing on a revival for 5 seasons, he left in 2006. He announced his departure on his official website. In later interviews, he revealed he left the Next Generation because of his dissatisfaction with the writing of the returning original characters, including his own. At the 2022 Toronto Comic Con, he elaborated that he kept quiet for years about his frustration with the writing for Joy and other returning classic characters such as Spike, Caitlin, and Snake. He opined that while the younger writers were good at writing the newer generation of characters, they didn't fully understand the depth of the classic characters' return, admitting that original Degrassi writer Jan Moore told him that he wished he could have written for those characters himself. In addition, he felt that the character had served its purpose in helping pass the torch to newer generation, and declined an offer of Linda Schuyler to return for the 6th season. Mastroianni also indicated he was interested in possibly returning to the latter seasons. When Alex Steele, who played his on-screen daughter Angie, returned as a different character named Tori Santamaria, he commented that the writers missed the frickin' ball and the opportunity to reintroduce Joey and Angie. Now, known for several things, including his trademark fedora, worn over a mullet, initially a beret, in either Hawaiian shirts or denim vests. He's characterized as a humorous, extroverted, immature slacker and self-styled ladies' man. Joy Jeremiah at your service. There's a penchant for lying to either charm or coerce her peers. They're getting and doing what he wants. He's never cruel or malicious. Well, of course, he has the big feud with Dwayne, who eventually had AIDS. Now, Mr. Radish, his English teacher and later vice principal, was usually tough on Joy, but only because he wanted him to succeed. Of course, he failed grade 8. Radish is frequently seen taking Joy's fedora from his head and placing it on the table during every class, which continues until Joy begins taking it off himself. Joy, in spite of his rebel image, always gives respect to his teachers. In Degrassi High, is later revealed that he has a learning disability involving poor handwriting and spelling, which accounts for his academic struggles. However, Joy is eventually able to overcome this. And of course, he's a car dealer in the Next Generation. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Pat Mastroianni, Joy Jeremiah, whatever you want to call it, very much so. I think Joey is the most important youth actor on the show. Got the Gemini to prove it, because there's every man in Canada, and some girls have a little bit of Joey in them. Lying to your parents and kind of hiding themselves and all that. But Joey and Caitlin, on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again. I'm always late. Tessa Campanelli, I don't even want to talk about that. Yeah, fuck Tessa Campanelli. So, ladies and gentlemen, Pat Mastroianni, I'd like to thank you so much for the great acting you've done to this and other projects. You're not typecast, but my God, you are, I think it's comparable. Some characters in The Godfather were typecast, like John Cazale was typecast as Fredo. I know it's a weird combination. Yes, everybody remembers you at him, but you don't think that's the only thing you've ever done. You just think you did it so well. I mean, it's hard to think of Pat Mastroianni and not think of Joy Jeremiah at your service. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, with our screenshots and remote control on the Degrassi family, and Neil Hope, we miss you, brother. If you like what you're doing, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share.